Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Apologies for the late start. We've had a few technical issues, but we're here, we're online, and we are live, as you can see. So, for those watching for the first time watching us live, welcome. Don't forget to comment, and if you leave your comments in there, we will discuss them. So, as we've seen, if you received the details for this show, we're going to be discussing firstly who we think needs a huge Premier League season, who might have a Premier League season, and then our second topic would be FIFA's decision or Infantino's decision to sell off the World Cup. A better way of saying it. So, without any further ado, hope you guys are all good. I know it's hot, so
Bacon. Absolutely roasting,
Bruh.
bro. So
Some of us got
apologies
aircon.
if you see me grab a tissue to wipe my forehead, you know why.
but as long as you've all got water, if I'm on mute, I've got a fan. I might be using it while I'm muted, just to help out. But it's all good. It's all good. So, the first subject: players who you think will have a good season. So, Bevan, who's your player?
Sorry, I thought we was doing the players that needed to have a good season first.
Yeah, who you think and who he needs.
Oh,
We'll do who
one?
needs to have a good season first.
All right.
We'll start with who needs.
So players that I think need to have a good season. I think I'm going to start with Odegaard. I think he needs to have a good season, simply because he has been injured for the last 2 seasons, and he hasn't been able to replicate that 15-goal season that he had a couple of years ago. And a few years ago, there was talk about who was better between him and Bruno, and he seems to have dropped it a bit down in that pecking order.
Hey,
He lost that
don't
battle.
even put them to the same name, bro.
Bro,
Listen, he can the same breath, dog.
He can turn it around, bro. And I think that the reason that he needs to have a good season is because even though we won the league last year, he wasn't really a part of that league winning side. I think it was the other players that came in that filled in for him that got us over the line. And I think that if this season, he needs to kick on to a bit more than he has over the last couple of seasons, mainly due to the amount of injuries that he has had, and he needs to have a more of an impact, especially as he is the captain in that team. Do you want me to?
Is there an argument to say? Can I ask you a question? Do you think he deserves to keep the captaincy?
There's nothing to say that he shouldn't keep the captaincy. I think, like, injuries aside, he was a lot of the catalyst for why we got to the position of challenging for Europe to begin with, then challenging for the league over those last couple of seasons. It's just the last 2 seasons, because of the amount of football that he did play, it meant that he got injured, and now he doesn't have to play that much football because there's squad rotation, and his minutes can be managed a lot better. And I think that was the problem that happened to him. He got overplayed, and then he got injured. Then he wasn't able to recover from those injuries, and wasn't able to have the same level of impact. So next season he needs to have more of an impact to justify the captaincy as well, but also so he can say that he can lead this team to win the title as well, or to win trophies.
So it probably goes. This point probably goes for all your players. But do you think he'll be able to play with more freedom now that you've actually won a league? He doesn't have that tag of Arsenal haven't won it. He hasn't won it as a captain, etc., etc. Do you think if he's injury free, you can actually see potentially the best of him? Because yes, they want to go back to back, but you don't have to go back to back.
No, you don't. But I think that if he's fit and Arsenal don't go back to back, then it's going to be, well, do they actually need him? And then fans might be asking for him to be sold. You know what it's like in football? As soon as rival fans start talking about a player, and then that player doesn't perform, then sometimes the home fans start jumping on the bandwagon as well, instead of like rallying around the player. Even last season when I was talking about Odegaard, it's clear that it was because of injuries. So I think that he maybe there is a possibility, but at the same time, he's still under a certain amount of pressure because of the win last season. And now that he's fit and he can play a bigger role, that is a bit of pressure on him. And I think there is pressure on him to deliver next season.
Okay. All right, Leon, who's your first?
Mine is Alexander Isak. For me, no one ain't forgotten that price tag, bro. 125 mil. Last season, he was injured. Obviously, had a delayed start to the season because of fitness. And he had a bit of an early preseason. The fact that he went to the World Cup, with Mo Salah gone from Liverpool now, and a new manager, I think he has to have a huge season now. Iraiola's been known to be able to turn water to wine, and let's be honest, Alexander Isak is probably the best striker he's ever gonna have in any of his starting lineups that he's ever had. So to me, there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to find goals. There was another candidate in the Liverpool team who you could also argue needs a huge season, but I'll leave that for someone else.
One at a time, though.
I'll leave that for someone else.
One at a time.
That for me, like he didn't need an adaptation period because in terms of Premier League experience, because he already has that. So he has to show the Newcastle version of Isak now, not the shadow of himself that he was last season.
Yeah, I feel for him. You're very validated in your choice, but it's weird. I think it's the Tottenham game. He looked good in that Tottenham game. He finally looked like he was fit. He was running. He was dribbling like he was at Newcastle, and then the leg break. The start of that game was good.
Okay, bro, but you're talking about Tottenham that were dead.
No, I'm talking about an individual.
Sorry, James.
Like he played against teams. He played in the Carabao Cup, and in the Carabao Cup he didn't look anything near good. So I'm not even talking about the level of opposition. I'm talking about his running mechanics, his sprinting, his dribbling, his ball control. It just was not there. That was one of the few games where it looked like, okay, cool. We're kind of seeing a bit of Isak, and then obviously he broke his leg. Then he broke his leg, and his season was done.
Yeah.
So I think we could have seen a good Isak without the leg break, but it does obviously at 125 million, most expensive Premier League player in history. He has to produce. So you're right. He has to produce this season.
I think as well the fact that he only played 14 games last season means that he does have to hit the ground running. Because Leon's right, and Isak was another one of my picks of a player that needs to perform this season, and it's going to come down to the injuries and things like that. If he can stay fit and he starts scoring goals, then they'll stop talking about his injury record and stuff and things like that. So he's got a lot to do next season, especially the fact that he is going to be the main guy up front with Ekitike injured.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, guys, Mons is not in his usual habitat. So we'll see how it works here. So, Mons, who's your person?
Cole Palmer. I think after winning the Club World Cup, he was very underwhelming last year, man. I think everybody expected big things. When Chelsea dropped way off and he didn't get selected for, the England squad, I think the writing was on the wall to kind of write off that season of, expecting big things from Cole Palmer. I really do think, though, he needs to just look at himself. He's now got his compadre in Morgan Rogers, and he can go and really put it to the league this season. Bro, they got no Champions League. They got no Europe. So the main focus should be the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like he's gone.
Okay. That might be all we get from Mons. We'll see.
But
that's the main thing.
Yeah, it's a fair point, to be honest. But I think the only caveat I'll give him, and it probably turned out to be a poor decision in the end, he played most of the season injured. If I could be wrong, but there was a lot of talk saying that he chose not to operate on his injury, to rehab it and to rest it and then to play through it. and he literally played through the season injured. And it could have been a case where if he had actually just done the surgery operation, he might have come back and been better for it. But yeah,
But have
last
he had
season
the
was
operation? Because
disastrous.
I still don't know.
I don't know either, you know. But
I
I
never
think
heard nothing about
the
it. 'Cause
rest.
obviously, he never went to the World Cup, but we
Yeah.
never heard anything about whether he actually went through the operation or not.
But he said, I saw an interview with him, and he said he's fully fit now. So maybe the rest of not playing football for that whole period has helped him recuperate. But Lamont's right. It's a massive season for him because he was one of the faces of the World Cup. He was in the adverts and he didn't even make it. And if Chelsea have to do anything or are going to do anything big this season, then they need their main man. Rodgers is good, but I personally don't think the best of Rodgers is as good as the best of Cole Palmer. So I was gonna do should I go Liverpool? But I know you guys are gonna pick him anyway. So I'll let you cuss him and I'll defend him. But I'm sure everyone knows who I'm talking about. So I'll go for someone else to start with. If you don't, you choose that first.
I've already left a certain Liverpool player out. So
listen, I'll go for someone else because I know you guys are going to mention this guy anyway. So I'm going to say Phil Foden because Phil Foden. No, really, everyone knows. I'm a biased Liverpool fan, so I know Wirtz wasn't good enough last season, but you guys are going to be more vociferous about it, innit? So I'll let you guys do that, innit? So
wait, hold on.
Foden.
So you're here to protect your players, not say
both. I'm choosing who I want to choose, innit? I'm choosing who I want to choose.
So was Wirtz in your free?
Yeah, he was in my free. He's in my top 3.
Well, then talk about Wirtz, bro.
Okay.
You're gonna circumvent it.
Right. Then you have to let me use Foden as well later. Then you guys,
you can. I won't say
Foden. You can.
All right. So Wirtz, I'm someone that always gives every new player a full season, and then the second season where I judge him fully. But still, having said that, his first season wasn't good enough. I'm not going to sit and deny and say, oh, he needed the whole year, this, that, and ever. His first season wasn't good enough. Even for someone who I give more time, I expected more. The fee, the price, as I always say, it's not their fault how much they get bought for. He wasn't worth the potential 116 million we paid for him, but the talent that I expected to see, I didn't see it. The dribbling that I expected to see him and the dropping of the shoulder, I didn't see it. At times, it wasn't his fault. There were times where he set up guys and they missed chances. So he was going this 007, 009, all this other stuff, when guys were literally missing sitters, which would have just squashed all of that. So, but at the same time, it's the fact of life, innit? They didn't score, so he didn't produce. So he's got a massive season. New manager has come in and said openly he's going to play him as a number 10, which is where he wanted to play. That's arguably one of the reasons why he came to Liverpool over Bayern at the time, because Slot said he was going to play him as number 10. So he's going to play as number 10, but he's got a lot of work to do. He's bulked up. He's had the adaptation period, and the system, I think, will help him. He pressed a lot. A lot of people said he was weak, he was feeble, and he wasn't doing much. I think when people watched him without the evil eyes of wanting to gun him because he cost us so much money, there were good things that he still produced. Now I'm hoping that Areola can bring that out of him fully. So yeah, 100%. He definitely needs to improve, and I'll go out there and say he will. I think he's going to have a really good season under a good manager in Areola, an up-and-coming manager Areola, and watch this space, guys. He won't get player of the year or anything like that, or maybe he might, but I won't go that far. So yeah, that's my first one.
No, I agree. I think everyone's going to have Wirtz in there, and it's unfortunate that Lamont's not here for him to explain why Wirtz needs to have a good season. Because I think he would do it justice.
I'm here. He's there.
He managed to get his internet back.
No. Listen, this segment, was to be talking about people that need to have a great season. He needs to have a flawless season, because all that chatter James was giving during 25, 26, saying, did you see the chance that was missed after Wirtz made that pass? Anybody would have thought that maybe the pass was a little bit overhit or underhit. That's why it was missed. But, that's just me. I'm, a balanced pundit, as they say. But, look, cool as
as a Tower of Pisa, yeah?
But look, I'm not here to, say anything bad about Wirtz. I'm sure he's going to have an amazing season. I'll be here when he does.
Or doesn't.
I'll talk your talk, guys. Go on. Say what you got to say about him.
No, I think it's a similar thing to Isak. He needs to have a great season because it's the price tag, it's the expectation, and he didn't deliver. And last season you said you want to give players a season, so this is his second season. He needs to prove to everybody else that he's as good as the price tag that he was gone for, and that it was just him adapting to the Premier League. Otherwise, he's going to end up just being a bust. And he didn't particularly have a good World Cup, so he needs to follow that up with a good Premier League season.
Yeah, fair. Germany was bad at Liverpool, really, I guess. So he's back. He's had one game. It's only a friendly, so we're not going to judge anything yet. Leon, what's your view on it?
Bro, I don't have nothing further to add. And I'm being dead real. I'm being dead serious. Like, there's nothing more that I can add. He needs to, because simply he didn't have a good first season and there was a lot of expectations. And you can see he's a tidy player, but Liverpool didn't pay for a tidy player. They paid for a world class, and they haven't seen that version of him. So realistically, he needs to step up. As again, new manager, Iraola has a habit of being able to bring out the best in creative players. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, see, someone in the comments, MTech93 he obviously watched the Liverpool game, and he said apart from the goal against Leeds, he didn't see much, honestly, which is fair enough. But it's his first game. It's his first preseason game back, and he's been training for 2-3 days. So I wasn't really expecting much from Wirtz after 2 days training. So yeah, I hear what you're saying, MTech. That's fair. So we move. Bev, your second.
My second was actually going to be Isak, but that was taken from me, and I'm going to let you have. And I'm going to let you have Phil Foden, so you can say that one as well, because he needs to have a good season next season.
Say it. I'll just jump in.
No. I mean, I think it's obvious why Phil Foden needs to have a good season, because his last 2 seasons, he didn't really play last season at all. He didn't play so much. He played so little football that he didn't even go to the World Cup. And considering what happened 2 years ago, where he was the guy that balled out to get Man City the title, and then for the last couple of seasons, I don't know if Pep lost faith in him, but now Pep's gone. He's got a new contract. There's no Bernardo Silva anymore. They've signed players for his position as well, so he's gonna have to deliver as well. He's gonna have to deliver. He's got a lot to live up to, especially what he's capable of in the past, and what he was able, personal accolades that he was able to win. So I think that this is a massive season for Phil Foden, especially the situation that Man City are in.
Yeah, I agree. You hit the nail on the head. He was after becoming Player of the Year. He's been anonymous. So I know he's gone through a few personal things which they haven't outlaid, but obviously they're big enough for him to miss chunks of football. But new manager, we don't know if the new manager is going to platform him differently, make him like a centerpiece. Because obviously when De Bruyne left, it was almost, okay, you're now the new creative spark that we're going to have. So he's had the whole, I trained under Bernardo Silva, I trained under David Silva, I trained under De Bruyne, now it's your time. Yep. Don't let Turkey steal your shine. That's the way I look at it. Because it's your club. You love this club. Boyhood City fan. So he has really got to step up because it's gonna burn him that he didn't go to the World Cup. Definitely gonna burn him that he didn't go to the World Cup.
Do you know? I don't think it will. You know, I don't think it
No?
will. The reason why I don't think do you know why I say it wouldn't? Because I think would you see when you're at that level? I think you know when you've done enough and when you haven't done enough. And I feel like he would look at it like, you know what, I ain't played enough games, so I can't even look at that like it's a slight on my character or my level. Do you get what I'm saying? He knows that he wasn't putting in the hard yards to kind of get City to a better position in challenging for the title, like until the last day. He played a big part during the course of the season. Now, if you're talking, next season
He got
and
double
he's
figure
fully
goals,
fit,
you know.
who Foden?
Yeah, he got double figure goals. I think he got like 14 goals and all comps and stuff like that.
Listen, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
You say all
He's got to
comps.
be there for the test of time.
I think the thing is, I think he would be disappointed of not going to the World Cup. If
Same,
a player like that,
same.
if you are a winner, then you want to win. You're not gonna want to be on the bench. You're not going to want to be forgotten about. You don't want to go from being player of the season to not even playing for your team. I don't think any player wants to go through that. So I'm sure himself, he's going to want to prove that this is his team. They can rely on him, and he can help them to kick on to win something next season.
So go on,
James,
Lee.
you wanna go on, Lee.
Yeah, go on, babe.
No, it's M-Tech in the chat, 93 in the chat said about Foden. But I mean, not Foden, Palmer. But I just wanted to say that we already spoke about him. Yeah, already spoke about him.
Yeah, he spoke. Yeah,
on.
Palmer. He agrees. Palmer needs a big season.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think you raised a good point about Foden because, as you said, Bernardo Silva leaving, Pep leaving. I think there was some trust issues from Pep, and we've seen it with Pep. Like, Tijani Reinders came in first couple games, man was looking like a world beater, coming to the Prem like he'd been here before, and then all of a sudden Pep just lost faith. And the same happened with Foden. He had a little streak where he was playing games and he was getting goals, as you said, James. But towards the run-in, he was coming off the bench, and there was times where Pep was bringing him on with stupid minutes to go. It wasn't even like he was giving him significant minutes to change games. It was really, really, really short minutes. So
contracted minutes.
It is a big season for him, but it's also a big season for the manager because he's replacing a legend, and it's almost like a double whammy. He's not only got to find the right formula for Man City to start off on the right foot, because if they start badly, people are going to start questioning whether he's the right man for the job. And maybe because City know him, he might get a little bit of extra grace. But Foden is going to be, I think he's actually going to be key. The question is whether he's over the issues that have kind of lingered from the previous season. So we'll have to see.
Okay. So we'll move on to your guy, Leon. Who's your second guy?
Benjamin Sesko.
Oh.
Hey?
You heard me, bro. Benjamin Sesko,
he's your striker,
bro.
bruv. He's your striker.
Big talk, big money.
Go.
He come in the dance, and then Man United end up playing false nine, bro. False nine with 5'7" man. So for me, he needs to show that he is Man United's go-to guy for getting goals. They've got the right, for me, in terms of the attacking options that Man U have, they have the right support cast. Cunha, Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes. Like, in terms of chance creation, making space, like, you couldn't ask for much more in the Prem. So Sesko, we've seen the type of goals he's capable of scoring. We've seen, he's very technically gifted. He's like similar to Peter Crouch, even though he's tall and quite rangy, he's really good with his feet. But at the moment, and M-Tech has literally said the point that I was about to make, right now, he's not shown that he's any better than Højlund. So realistically,
Bruv,
it's a
that
big
is
season for him.
mad. That's a mad take, you know. That is a mad take.
It's not even.
It's not.
That is
The
a mad
goal scoring
take.
figures are similar, bro. So how is it a mad take? It can't be a mad take if the goal scoring is similar. Like you don't want 11 goals from your striker, bro. You used to have
All
4
right, let me
strikers
explain.
that would score double figures easy. It was like in their sleep. Now you got one man who gets most of the games or the opportunity to play most of the games who's getting 11 goals. That's not enough. It's Man United. Look, Mon,
Right.
you're saying that your team is always saying that they can then win the league or they can win the league. Well, in order for that to happen, you need man like Šeško to step up and have a big season.
Not disputing that. No, I'm not disputing that, Leon. I think you make a good point about he has to do more. I don't think it's on that level of, you know, he was horrible. I think when you make a comparison to Højlund, MDEC, I'm still trying to figure out who you are. When I do, we'll be having words, mate. But away from that, truth be told, Højlund up front for United this season, we don't finish third, bro. I promise you, because Šeško scored some goals and his involvement in build-up is very much overlooked. I feel like you don't understand when you're a link-up man and you're kind of first approaching a league that's very physical, like the Premier League is. He still has to get himself into the swing of things, and I feel like an 11-goal tally for him coming in for his first season isn't what we're looking for, but it is the step in the right direction. The comparison to Højlund is a mad take. I'm not even trying to. That's a mad take. I don't even believe
he costs more than Højlund, right?
Season, bro.
He costs more than
the
Højlund.
cost. No, forget the price tag. If we're gonna forget Wirtz's price tag and we're gonna forget Isak's price tag, forget Šeško's price tag. Let's not change the goal because you're talking about the greatest Premier League team in the world. Like let's be. Yeah, no.
They didn't forget his price tag though. They didn't. Right? They didn't forget his price tag.
I'm just gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it again slowly. We didn't forget their price tags. We didn't.
No, I'm just telling you. So
we didn't forget their price tags.
No. Yeah, well, I'm just making sure you can't mention the price tag now because when we were talking about Wirtz before. No. I'm saying in general. Bevan, in general, when we've been talking,
we just hold on. I'm just gonna say to you, we mentioned their price tags. We said they have to perform because of the price tag. 100%.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say they had to perform. I didn't say they had to perform because of the... No, I didn't.
We did. So we can hold Højlund to the same standard.
Yeah, I'm not including the price tag into my argument here.
But you have to include the price tag
individual and perform. Why?
Because if you get bought for big money, then you have to perform. That's the whole point in getting sold for big money.
He wasn't really bought for big money though. Let's keep it a stack. That's not big
money,
money,
though.
bro.
What 70 million?
What do you mean?
What, that's not big money no more.
When man are getting bought, listen, Bevan, when man are getting bought for 100 mil and 90 mil, yeah, let's keep it back.
Bro, your club is sacking tea ladies, bro. 70 mil is a lot of money for you, man.
Listen. Right. You're going the wrong direction with all this. Like, the price tag has absolutely nothing to do with the reason why Šeško needs to perform. He needs to perform because he is the number 9 for Man United. That is why, right? And that is it. The comparison to Højlund for me is a bit of a reach because Højlund up front for United isn't doing nothing that Šeško did this season. I promise you. The guy is a donkey. Yeah. So let's just get away from all of that. You man have gone mad.
No.
On Mike, I know who you are now. So when we're on the live, we'll have a chat.
For the very reason that you said that Šeško is a better player than Højlund. So then he needs to have a huge season, bro. You've just validated my point.
Correct. He has to have a good season. He has to have a good season, but you compared him to Højlund. I'm like, no, you can't compare him.
I compared him.
Don't compare it to Højlund because
stats.
Yeah, all right. Stats, right. Well, eye test says he's better than Højlund. Firstly.
I agree.
Secondly, what he brings to the team may not necessarily be goals for him directly, but his involvement, I can promise you, will be more than what Højlund has ever had.
You know what?
In his probably entire career.
Šeško did well. Højlund did well in Napoli, to be fair. I think he got like 13, 14 goals in 30 games or so.
That's fine, bro. That's Serie A. That's fine. I'm sure Wirtz would have got 30 goals if he was over there.
I'm just saying
50.
that if Gyökeres put up Šeško numbers, you would be looking to kill him for those numbers.
Who?
But it's Sesko, is it? Eh? If Gokeres put up
If
Sesko
who-
numbers
if who?
last season, if Gokeres put up the same numbers that Sesko did last season, you would be looking to kill him.
Right.
You would not be. You'd
What
be
do you
saying, What do I mean? Like you say, he's garbage anyway.
What? And they're not pens. If there wasn't
Pardon?
pens.
What do you mean if there wasn't pens?
If there wasn't Benjamin.
But they are pens. So what are we doing? He still scored goals.
Yeah, because
He's
Sesko got
got-
11 goals with no pen. Know that, yeah.
I hear that. But the penalties that you
Yeah.
take, you still got to put them away. I've seen players miss penalties. Still got to bury them, and he buried them all
What's the standards,
under
innit?
pressure
It's-
in
it's
pressure situations as well. So I'm just saying that you can't be this like Man United player. It's okay, but everyone else do.
No, I never said it's okay. I never said it's
he's
okay.
still
I
got to
just
prove-
didn't like the fact that man were comparison.
Listen,
Yeah, I just didn't like the
he's
man
still got to
them trying to
prove that he's better
compare him to
than
Ireland.
Calvert-Lewin, bruv. He's still got to prove that you didn't make a mistake not signing Calvert-Lewin. As M-Tech
Oh,
said,
you lot
Calvert-Lewin
have
was
gone
free
mad.
as well.
No, you lot are trying to get a rise out of me for real. No, you lot are going mad. Hey, can you lot have a word with these guys, please? Because honestly,
I'm going by the chat as well. The chat agree with me.
what are you talking about?
The
Calvert
chat agree
Lewin.
with me.
Yeah, he said it as well. Mike is such a troll. Oh my god.
All right, cool.
Is it me now? Can
So-
I say who?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then
All right, so my player that probably has to have an amazing season is Manuel Ugarte. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. No, that's a joke. I've done that for 262. Yeah, I think Mason Mount, if I'm honest, I think he needs to have a good season. Like he does. Like what he was doing over at Chelsea. Again, heavily involved in most of their, trophy winning and all that kind of jazz. You can see the boy's got quality. He's getting goals. And yeah, man, he just overall, you want him in your squad. Every time I see him on the picture, he just stinks, bro. Pre-season, he's looked good. I've got to be honest. But he's kind of being plagued with injuries and just being almost a little bit shell-shocked when he's been on the pitch in a few games I've watched this season. It's been leaving me with a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. I can't lie. So am I looking for something better from him this season? Yeah. If he doesn't produce the goods this year, I think he could be looking like a long walk of a short plank next summer, to be honest.
the writings on the wall could be for Mason Mount. To be honest with you, I think
Yeah.
he's been there long enough, and has he had a full season? He's not really pulled up
he
any
hasn't.
trees. For him, I think for him not to get sold next season, he would have to have an outstanding season. I'm talking like record-breaking assist type season. Other than that,
Yeah.
I can't really see him. I can't really see him staying there much longer. He's not really
Same.
doing quality.
Listen, they're two different people. Mount Chelsea Mount and Man United Mount. They're not. This is cousin or something. So
Yeah.
That's David.
Like Eduardo said, listen, come on once. Forget Mason Mount. You guys need Kobe Mainu. That's the person who you should be saying needs a big season. He sat on the bench.
He's not
the
wrong.
whole of the World Cup. So isn't he the guy you should be looking at?
Well, the thing
needs a
about it
big
is, yeah, the
season?
reason why I didn't mention him, James, the reason why I didn't mention him, yeah, is because he was probably one of the integral parts of our tail end of the season. So I already know he's gonna produce what he needs to. He was taken to
He's got to back
America.
it up now, though, isn't it?
Brother, he's taken to America to chill with the man them and hold vibes while everyone else plays for third place final. But bro, next season, I'm not even calling Kobe in this. He's gonna have a good season. It's undoubtable. He's got the quality. He's gonna produce it. But the guys that have been there catching wages and not doing what they're meant to do, them man, they need to do something. They need to do something different.
Okay. So that's fair. So my one.
Who you got, James? Who you got?
It's probably in a similar vein to Mason Mount because he hasn't been seen for a minute either. And that's James Maddison. I believe he's fit now. He's had 2 seasons pretty much of bad injuries, and he's been getting slated by influencers and stuff about him being a gamer or influencer rather than a football player. But if Spurs are going to do anything, they need a creative spark. Yeah, they've bought 2 central midfielders in Fernandes and Tonali, but they aren't going to win you the games. They're not going to open up defenses like that. They may get a long shot here and there, but Spurs need a creative spark. And at times, Maddison has been that for Spurs at times, and he needs to be that this season. Right? There's no European football, so it's 1 game a week. He's not going to be overused. So he needs to find the form that we saw at Leicester and the form that got him the move to Spurs and got him into the England squad. So for me, he was my second one. Someone just named my third one, so I'll come back to that later. But yeah, here's my second one. And I don't know if you agree. Obviously, he's your player, Leon. Do you think he can be the difference if you see the best of, or close to the best of him? Probably not going to see the best of him because he's had some really significant injuries, but close to the best of him.
And that's the issue, James. Injuries. I like Maddison when he's fit. Yes, he can be a huge difference. We've seen what he can do in his first season with Ange Postecoglou. Like, he was integral to the start we had to that season. And when he got injured, he was one of the players that got injured and our season almost completely derailed. And we ended up finishing 5th. But ultimately, when Maddison is fit, he can be a key player. And he is one of the leaders in the dressing room. But if I'm being truly honest, I see him being a leader from the bench or a leader from the changing room, because I don't know if he's going to be enough. I don't think he's going to be fit enough. He hasn't even played any preseason games. He's already got a problem. And even when we tried to kind of like bring him back for the running last season, you could see he was a shell of himself. He wasn't fit. He wasn't sharp. And he hasn't played no preseason yet. So he may not even be ready for the start of the season at this point. So we can't rely on someone like him because of his injury record. It's not just from now. He has a similar injury record at Leicester. And the fact that he had done his ACL last season and he's a year older, it's always going to be more difficult for you to get back to what you were. So I agree. It's a huge season because I don't think it's because of him. I think there's many reasons why it's a huge season at White Hart Lane or for Tottenham, but I don't necessarily believe that specifically Maddison is going to be key, if I'm being really honest.
Hey, James, you want to meet Laura? James, 1 second.
Yeah, why is he having technical difficulties? Oh, you good.
The button got stuck. Yeah, so if no one else got to add anything, we move on to you, Bevan, to your third player.
My third player. See, this is going to be.
If you don't have a third player for this one, then you can move on to someone who you think might have a really good season.
Because my third and fourth player, my third player are 2 players, Gravenberch and McAllister. They need a season after what they did last season.
Liverpool,
I'm not, bro.
Man had a list of 5 and 4 from Liverpool players.
Wait, am I saying places in the
Bruv,
I just thought about it. You know what it is? I just thought about like how bad they were last season compared to how good they were. Because of how bad they were, because of how good they were the season before, last season they were terrible, man. And I just think that like they just need to have a better season. I suppose there are other players that probably need it more than them. I think, but they were bad, man. And I think McAllister's drop off, he was astronomical. He fell off a cliff, and it didn't really help out Gravenberch as well. Sometimes you lot are so easy to.
He was saving himself for the World Cup, bruv. He jealous us. He fully jealous us, bruv.
So yeah, there's no shade though.
I'm not going to say anything on those 2.
No, wait, you can disagree with me. Everyone can disagree with me if they want.
No, I can't disagree. We finished 5th. Right? Gravenberch was Young Player of the Year a year ago. So I can't disagree with that, really and truly. We talk about Phil Foden being player of the year and not stepping up. Gravenberch was young player of the year, and he didn't step up. So I can't really argue with you. A good Gravenberch playing at that level makes us a much better team. And same with McAllister. So you're not wrong. Are there people that across the league that probably need more? Then probably are other people I've named before them, but it's fair. They are on a long list for sure.
Yeah.
Leon, who's yours?
Man, my third player.
I've got mine. If you need more thinking time, I can say my one.
Gone.
My one, if he stays.
Yo, what about me, bro?
It looks like it. Because don't worry. Yeah, go on then. You're not gonna say my one. I don't think you're gonna say my one because of who you are. You're biased. But go on then.
No. Someone said it in the chat, to be honest, and he was in my mind, Marcus Rashford.
Ah, you did say my one. Look at this.
That's why you didn't want him to speak.
Look at this guy.
Listen, against my better judgment, I'm going for another Man United player, but this one here is a little bit close to home. The guy just screams out ability and talent, but everyone says his attitude, and I'm not really hearing it, to be honest. I'm not convinced that it's just that. However, the proof is in the pudding. So if United keep hold of Marcus Rashford next season and he does what he's meant to do, we could be looking at, the reigning champions. Getting a trophy taken off
Whoa, we did that. We're doing that already. In 2 weeks, that's 2 weeks time. That's the pod for 2 weeks time, not this pod.
You've seen it here first, guys.
Bro, I believe in what I'm saying, I'm not just saying it.
We actually got live witnesses this time.
If Rashford turns up and lights up everywhere,
do you want him?
Some of these guys are used to this anyway.
My take on Rashford, if Rashford actually understands that he's not the player that he thinks he is, then he could have a very good season. He is not this superb world beater that could be a world-class winger or forward. If he understands his limitations and actually puts in the work, then cool. Maybe you can see the best of Rashford. But will his ego, because from what we're seeing, he's going back to Man United and he's not going to have that number 10 shirt that he had before. So he's going back on a different shirt number. Is he going to be first choice left winger? Possibly not, because Cunha is really in that position. If he stays, is he be able to handle that he's not the main man at Man United? If he can, then he could possibly get you third again. No titles out here. But no, he needs a big season because he had a decent start to the World Cup, then got benched. And we never saw him again, really, did we? Until like the last couple of minutes of the last game. And it's very much of what we see of Rashford. We see the highs and lows, and there's too many lows. But he's shown, obviously I'm a Liverpool fan, I've witnessed it a couple of times. He's shown that he can be very, very, very good. He's got the talent. But we don't want to hear about him nutmegging people being the highlights. Him nutmegging people should be highlights of his career, bruv.
To be honest, it's funny because I think when he went over to Barcelona, he kind of made a statement, a proper statement over there. So I'm going to go over to Barca, I'm going to tear it up. He probably thought he was going to get an extended contract. Didn't happen. They bought Gordon for however many mil they bought him for. And then Gordon's going over there doing post-match conference like he's been in Spain for the whole of his life. But anyway, that's the story for another day. Rashford's going to tear it up. I think he's going to do better than my internet's doing right now, put it that way.
Tear it up is a bit.
Tear it up, boy.
Okay, we'll see.
That's
you know what it is? Everybody needs a friend like you, bruv. Because you believe in the people that you believe in for real. Because the way that you believe in Man United, my lord, every season they're gonna win it. Something's gonna happen.
We need to bring that belief to the pod, fam.
Well, he does. I know he definitely does.
Millions of subscribers.
Yeah. Something like that.
He does. All right, cool. I'll go for mine unless you're ready for yours, Leon. But I'll go for mine. I'll give you more time. For me, it's only because of I don't like doing price tag, but unfortunately, he's moving to a juggernaut, and he's cost them 117 million or I think 130, but they tried to play it down, and that's Elliot Anderson. Like, if they lose Rodri, which looks like they are going to lose Rodri to Real Madrid, it's probably just a matter of time. He is going to be the heartbeat of the defensive midfield. So the level he's played at for England, the level he's played at for Nottingham Forest, he's actually got to step it up a level, because he's really got the criticisms of does he see things quick enough? Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he gets there a little bit late, and you can't afford to do that when you're playing Champions League football and you're playing for Premier League titles. You can afford to do that when you're playing Europa League and stuff, and you're trying to establish yourself in Nottingham Forest. But that price tag, just like it did for Wirtz, it may weigh heavy on him. It may. It shouldn't, because I said I'm never one to hang it fully on someone, but he's there now. And he might have to hold that mental piece of being the linchpin of Man City's midfield. Will he be able to handle it?
You know what? I think you might be right. If Rodri leaves, then there's a lot of pressure on him. Ideally you'd want him to play with Rodri so he understands what is expected of him, rather than him having to come into the team. Because if they lose Rodri, how many of those players that are left are from the team that won the league a couple of seasons ago? Like, if you go through it, really, you got Haaland, you got Foden, Cherky weren't there, Reinders weren't there, Marmoush wasn't there, Gahey wasn't there.
Yeah.
You're talking about
Nico Gonzalez. He's competing against him in midfield, so there.
Right. And then Ant Noiri and Kushinov might have been the only one that's there, but he wasn't really a bit part player. So I think that there's going to be immense pressure on Elliot Anderson, and there's always going to be more eyes and more scrutiny on him as well. And that's what happens when you go to a bigger side like City.
Yeah. So if we don't have any others, then we'll all. Yeah, go on. There you go. You're ready. Good. Let's go.
Yeah, ready, man. Morgan Rogers, bro. Everyone's sleeping on that deal. Chelsea spent big P's, and they have had so many failures on the wings. Like, we don't really know where he's going to play. We have a feeling that he's going to have a little tandem with Cole Palmer. They've got Esteval, who I actually do like the look of. He's very direct, looks to take people on. Whenever I watched him, I did feel like he gives a little bit of edge on your seat, like, atmosphere, the way he plays. But with Morgan Rogers, as much as he's coming off the back of a good season or a couple of good seasons with Villa, going to Chelsea is now a big step in terms of going to a bigger team. They don't have Europe, so the question is, how does he fit into the Chelsea system, along with Xabi Alonso coming up with a new system as well? They won't have Cucurella, so he doesn't have. If you're going to play left side, he won't have Cucurella backing it up. I don't know who's going to play left back for Chelsea, to be honest with you, this season.
They've almost signed a left back today.
Okay,
a Spanish guy.
Because they didn't really like Gerard Harto, who other teams were interested in before he went to Chelsea. So with the big P's that Chelsea has spent, let's be honest, he needs to deliver. And if Xabi Alonso is going to be successful, he needs to be one of the players that brings that Villa form into the Chelsea team. So we will see.
Do you know what's weird? I think if they go with a back three, he probably has a better chance of playing really well, because he would be a twin 10 with him and Palmer. But if they go with a back four and he ends up having to play wide, I don't know. I just don't see him as a full-on wide player. I don't.
They go
he's
to.
Not. We've seen it. We've seen that when he plays on the wing, he's less effective. When he has a little bit more freedom to either drift in, and that's from either side. When he has freedom, you can see the difference in his game where he's able to influence in various areas of the pitch. And it's the same with Palmer. Palmer's not a right winger. He likes to kind of drift. He likes to be able to float and drift in and find little spaces in between the defense and midfield. And that's the same way that Rodgers plays. The only difference with Rodgers is that he has a tendency, because of his role at Villa, that he does have to trap back and does have to put a foot in, whereas Palmer doesn't really do that. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. There's a lot of moving parts this season with new managers, teams going into transitional periods. So a lot of unanswered questions.
Okay. All right. So now, before we move on to our second topic of the evening, we'll briefly name a player each who we feel is possibly going to be a breakout player.
We'll probably have to make
Could
this
be
very
young, it
short.
could be old. Yeah, make it short. Just pom.
So my breakout player, I don't know if this is going to be cheating, but I went with Esteval because I know he had last season, but he got injured. But I think this season is going to be the season that we see the best of that guy. If he stays fit, I think he's going to be a problem.
That's fair.
I don't like
it. He was on my list. It was on my list. My worry is the formation. If they play with a back three, where do you fit him in? That's my thing. If they play with wingers, then yeah, 100%. But if they play with 2 10s, is he going to fit in as one of the 10s, or is he going to make him a wing back? You can't make him a wing back.
You can't do that.
You can't make him a wing back.
That's criminal.
So yeah, Lee.
I'm gonna go Mateus Fernandes. Obviously, being a Spurs fan, I'm hoping that he has a big season as a wild card. But he's a difference maker. He's not just a holding midfielder. We've kind of got Tonali to do part of that role as well. He's able to create. He takes at pieces. He's got a good strike. His long range and short range passing is brilliant, and he doesn't really appear to have a weak foot. So I think it could be a big season as long as he can stay injury free. And with De Zerbi's influence, I'm hoping that it's a big season. We need one, that's for sure.
Okay, Lamont.
Kobe Mainu. He needs it, bro.
Full stop.
Like I said earlier on.
Kobe, full stop.
Yeah, no, it's the truth, because obviously I know you guys were saying, like, I don't know you guys, but the chat was saying, mention Kobe Mainu, like, he needs to have a good season. But I honestly feel like the disappointment in not having, a bigger role in the team at the beginning of the year, and then not having a bigger role in the England tournament in that camp, I feel like he'll look at this as a very important season for him and want to really put his step down. So, yeah. Kobe, free him.
Okay, so my guy is Rio Ngamoa. He had some highlights last season. Didn't play enough minutes. Then goes with England to the pre-World Cup. Gets player of the match in one of the games after only playing 45 minutes. Has another good game. Right now, we're lacking wingers. And it tells me he's going to get a good amount of minutes. And he's good enough. Listen, he could end up Young Player of the Year. He could. So my breakout star, with the increased minutes he'll get this season, for me, be Rio. Could find himself in the England squad again as well. So we'll move on.
Okay.
Say that again, Leon?
No, I just said fair play.
No, Leon.
Oh, he said something. Oh, sorry.
He's button broke as well.
Yeah, fully. No, I wasn't sure if Bevan said his one.
I did. I said Esteval.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he said Esteval.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. So we move on to FIFA, Infantino, and the proposed sale of World Cup stakes. So I'm pretty sure most people, in fact, before I move on, appreciate the guys in the comments with all the people you've put forward as potential guys. Some people said Hall as well, and some people said that hopefully certain players aren't like Phillips. So yeah, Appreciate the comments and keep them rolling in. So we'll move on to Infantino. So was he trying to sell the World Cup? It looked like it, definitely. But just a basic explanation for anyone who's watching that wasn't fully following it. He proposed that FIFA create a new commercial entity that would control commercial rights connected to the World Cup and other FIFA tournaments. Approximately 20% of that entity would have been sold to private investigators. And when you look at some of the people that were involved, Trump's wife or people from Trump's family were part of the private investors. Then you've got the proposed deal, which he aimed to raise approximately 4.2 billion, implying a valuation of around 20 billion for the new business. Founded by Joshua Kushner, had been selected to lead the proposed. So it's all inside jobs kind of signing things. But thankfully, a lot of the organizations, the countries, and the people voted against it. UEFA was strong against it. CONCACAF was strong against it. I believe Asia was strong against it. And when we first decided to talk about this, it was still potentially going ahead. He was still saying, well, the vote is still there, so let people vote. Don't tar the vote by saying what you want to say. But
Bro, he's got some nerve though. Imagine he sent that letter and he
Yes.
put a deadline on it. He put a deadline on the
bruv.
letter.
Yeah,
Bro, he's got some nerve, the guy, bro.
it's mad. So when it comes down to it, what did you think of the proposal? I'm sure we're all going to be in agreement.
FIFA ain't never beaten these allegations of corruption, man. I mean,
Bro, they're not trying to beat it. They're not trying
they're
to
not.
beat it, bro. We've seen the documentary. We know what FIFA's about. And he's just like, we thought they got rid of Plata, they got rid of Platini, and you know, everything will be
Man said
above
Plata.
board now. Then he comes and does this. Oh, mate, nah, this guy is a fraud as well. Honestly, he'll be lucky if he keeps his job. I think one of the things Infantino did was he tried to get like his thing for increasing the World Cup is he managed to get votes from all the little countries that don't normally get to qualify, and he kind of like says, you know, if you can perform better, we'll be able to get you money. We can give you money to raise the profile of football and grassroots level in those countries, and that's what he kind of that's what's enabled him to keep his position. But with this new idea that he come up with, probably from speaking to Trump, probably from realizing how the model works in America for certain things like NFL, NBA, and how much those commissioners make, he's trying to turn what was supposed to be a not-for-profit organization, FIFA, into a profitable organization. And it was just trying to do it in a way that was completely unethical. And for him to say, if you do this, will guarantee to get 40 million, and if you don't do it, you're only going to get 10 or something like that. It was mad the proposal that he put in. So honestly, he'll be lucky if he's still in his position in a year's time when the voting happens.
Well, they've really started going against him. I think Wales and England have withdrawn their support because he's up for re-election. So they've continued to withdraw, but coincidentally, Qatar are backing him. They didn't say they were happy to do the actual FIFA tournament thing, but they're backing him still as president.
Why do you think
Not
that is,
surprised,
James?
considering, yeah, because not surprised how they got the World Cup and etc. etc.
There you go.
But no, listen, even the talking points around it. If this thing had gone ahead, you're looking at even more matches. We're complaining about the amount of matches players are getting, having to play. You'd have had more matches. Then you're looking at who's the money going to. Will the money really go to countries that really need it to build the infrastructure? That's what they'll say will happen. But then, okay, maybe the first few years you get money. Oh, but then who knows? Because it just becomes lawless. That's how it seems like. It would become lawless. And I'm happy. Listen, UEFA aren't white knights. they're not whiter than white in these kind of things. They're not cleaner than clean these kind of things. But I'm happy at least they stood up and said, no, this can't run. And they were vociferous and they were loud about it. And they said, football is not for sale. The World Cup is not for sale. Because the prices alone for the people had to pay in America.
Outrageous, man.
If
they've got to pay those prices for a non-profit organization, how much they're gonna have to pay when it is for profit, and who's getting those tickets?
Exactly.
You know what's mad?
Exactly.
Even with that, you know how you normally know someone that's gone to the World Cup, like that's actually gone to a game. I couldn't tell you. I don't know one person that actually went to a World Cup match.
I actually know someone. It's crazy. I don't know how they got a ticket. I actually know someone that went to a game. It's crazy. Wow. I found that last week. But yeah, I don't know anybody else that went. It was ridiculous. I'm sure they're giving away tickets for free.
See, like I said, I mentioned Joshua Kushner. I've just realized he's the brother of Jared Kushner, who's Trump's son-in-law. So that's the person who's going to head it all up.
The fact that this is coming off the back of the whole Balogun getting a suspended red card in the World Cup as well is a bit outrageous, man. Like, what kind of business deal is this? Why would you announce a deal like that straight afterwards? It just looks bad. It just looks corrupt.
Bro, because they made so much money. They saw it as such a successful World Cup. They thought, yeah, let's just do it now, quick. Yeah, go on, man.
But how can you sell something that isn't yours? You don't own it. Like, how are you negotiating shares in something that ain't yours to share out?
Bro, you're just you're like organization,
bruv.
Bro, yeah, no. To be honest with you, if he's still in his job next year, when he's up for the only way that he's going to stay in his job when he's up for re-election is if he goes around to the smaller nations and starts talking to them about, if you vote for me, we'll get you into the World Cup. There's more money for you. That's the only way he can do it. Other than that, I can't see him having the backing of a lot of the other bigger nations in Europe. Or around the world.
No, agreed. So I don't know. I don't think he will win the vote. They're really trying to get the Al Khalifi. I think that's his name, from PSG. It might not be Al Khalifi. I always forget how to say his name. But the PSG president, they're trying to get him to become the new FIFA president. But from what I'm hearing, he is not interested. But they're trying to push him. He's done good work at PSG, and I think he's working with Qatar as well. But listen, we're happy that it's not going to happen. But do you guys think it's the last we're going to hear of it? Do you think that they will try another way around it?
Well, I saw something the other day when they're talking about increasing the World Cup to 64 teams.
Yeah.
You got to remember, not too long ago, they were talking about something to do with the Champions League as well, Bevan.
The Super League.
Do you not remember? They were talking, the Super League. So I know maybe it's not the same. Go on. Now I was saying it's all they're all trying to reinvent the wheel. Like, no one's complaining about the way it was operating. Like, everyone is happy with it because everyone tunes in. You start changing things and people start getting a little bit like, what are you doing? Like, it just makes it very uncomfortable.
Well, the thing is,
Gina Dean Angelo has said that, why don't we become presidents of FIFA? So I don't mind. It comes with a nice pay packet.
Listen,
I'll take the money.
And I won't be biased.
Not the bribes.
I'll be fair. No bribes. I want actually the proper pay packet.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like the changing of the Champions League is essentially the Super League anyway, because you get the amount of teams that are in it. That top 24 teams are always going to be pretty much the same, and it's always going to be the better teams in the league. Obviously, the teams that and with the amount of teams that are able to qualify from the Premier League and stuff like that, it's going to be pretty much the same kind of teams that are going to bring it year in, year out. So they've essentially got the Super League, and it's a big money spinner, isn't it? Way more games.
All right, so to put an end on it, and reasons why he could survive, and then we can all feel a bit annoyed why he could survive. Only national associations, not UEFA or individual officials, vote for the president. Many smaller nations and associations, as Leon said, depend heavily on FIFA for developing their their countries for sports, Infantino traditionally built his support outside of Europe. So UEFA saying no doesn't really matter. Obviously, CONCACAF saying no does. His opponents still need to agree on a credible alternative. So if there's no alternative, then he still might just win just because there's no one else. And public criticism from major football nations does not automatically translate into enough votes to remove him. So we just have to watch his space and hope that he backs down and just leaves the World Cup as it is. Because even the 48 games for some people was a stretch. I enjoyed it. I remember you guys said you enjoyed it as well, but it can't get any bigger. No way. But we'll find out March 2027 when the election takes place. So in and around that time, we can come back to this unless this another branch comes off this in the next few weeks. But yeah. Anything else, fellas?
No, that's it from me.
That's it from me.
Well, this has been the Armchair Pundits. This has been live. And this has been a good show. Thanks for those watching. Thanks for those commenting. Don't forget to
Big up the comment section.
Yeah, don't forget to leave your comments, and we appreciate the comments that have come into the live show. So we will be putting out some shorts on this as well and putting out some other stuff with it as well. So we appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching, please do subscribe. And subscribe to our others as well. Our TikTok, our Instagram, and obviously our YouTube too. So this has been Armchair Pundits. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.
Peace.